Hello everyone, and it's a nice day here in Suzuka Circuit here in the Mie Prefecture. Welcome everyone to round 4 of Formula Hololive International. Nice to see a blimp shadow covering the circuit in here in turn 1. It's also going to be round 4 of the season, actually the Epilogue Grand Prix weekend here in Suzuka. We got something special coming up for you in just a moment's time. But first, let's take a look into Suzuka Circus's details, especially looking into the circuit. Again, one person can only do so much. So apologies if it says Atlanta Super Prix. It's actually the Epilogue Grand Prix in Suzuka, and the track map is actually Suzuka. Track length 5.8 kilometers, 3.6 miles in total. The circuit's length, 18 corners in total, from the first corners to the Casio Triangle. 44 laps of racing is to come here in Suzuka Circuit. We're also going to be taking a look into possibly a 149.62, but we're not actually counting on that. We're actually probably going to take a look at a 144.8. That's actually the actual target lap time, because this is after we have seen the practice times. The track is known for the unique figure 8 layout, one of the only few circuits to use this type of configuration. As we mentioned, this is a crossover weekend. The first of the races here will actually feature JP class cars alongside in-class cars. So please stay tuned on that. Of course, we are going to talk about how Suzuka is the host of the Japanese Grand Prix and also hosted races in Super Formula and all that stuff. It's a very popular circuit for fans, very high technical, very popular. It's definitely gonna remain in the hearts of many fans coming forward. So we're gonna need to take a look in the championship order, because we're actually gonna cover the championship standings after 3 races in Formula Hololive International with Momashita and Reza. Of course, coming back to Japan in Formula Hololive to race for Koseki Biju. Of course, the Koseki Biju rides are currently leading the championship with 735 points after his top 10 finish, if I'm not mistaken. And behind him is Ryan Kagawa, who actually finished runners-up to Azizun Wazik, who is currently sitting in 11th for Ayu Derisu with 665 points. Javier Luzbe has had a pretty drab race. He finished 24th, not 25th, at Atlanta. Then now he's dropped down to 3rd. Covering the top 5, the remaining parts of the top 5 is Hanare Miyuki for Kopo Kanairu at 515. And the runners-up of the 2023-24 championship, Zeke Wimberly at 509. Chimichan is 26 with 490 points, with Ethan Rudison 7th with 485. Coming in Reba, the part-timer driver for Raul Pantera, sits 8th with 459. Juan Castato and Koyurika Mendez make up the top 10 with 432 and 426 points respectively. It's funny how we're looking at the 2023-24 champion currently in 11th place. So it's going to be interesting to see how Aziz Waziv deals with this session. And also, you can all take a pause on the championship standings. Also, we're going to get a bit of an update. It's actually Rudy Chu now taking over the Animal Fissa right after Jonathan Waters left the series 3 days before this race. So we're not going to be seeing Jonathan Waters in the Anime Fest number 33. Just want to remind everyone again, we're going to be seeing Rudy Chu in the Anime Fissa car. Now, that being said, we're going to move on to something a bit special. So, you know why we're suddenly switching why we're suddenly switching the logos here from international to Japan is because we mentioned here, this is the Epilogue Grand Prix of Suzuka. It's an epilogue to the 5th Fest. You know, we can only do so much to predict what t-shirts the members are going to wear for their final song that they're going to cover, that they covered in each of the Hololive Fests. So we're going to move on to a bit of a way to actually disclose all this information. So we're gonna go into some bit of an additional information. We're gonna be showing you an invitational race, a 3-lap race between JP and in-class cars, especially the ones who perform in stage 1. These will be the ones racing in the Split A invitational race. So again, I'm gonna need to do a proper introduction. Welcome everyone to the invitational race of the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka. And right now, before we're gonna get into the int race, we will be covering the split A race, 3 laps in total of the laps we are going to cover. So apologies here if we have incorrectly set the wrong mode, because we are actually going to actually move into the split A. Split A, and we're actually going into the race mode. So how this works is that the grid has been randomly drawn days before today and a few days ago, and then we are also going to be running a 3-lap invitational race. As we mentioned here, 80 kilograms will be added to the JB class cars for performance balancing reasons. I just want to check if we have set everything correctly, and yes, we have set everything correctly. So we're going to go on to the grid one by one. That being said, let's take a look into the split A grid for the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka split A race. This will be both an int and JP class car. You can see here the track's already wet here, so everyone here has wet tires right now. So we have Evelyn Kuromi sitting on pole position for the Gargura number 99. We're using a white t-shirt, and then we have Takashi Pin in the number 54 Hakui Koyori car running a black t-shirt. As you can see here on the right side of the driver names, Kamine Riba, of course, sits third. Oh, sorry, Michael Turner sits third for Shogari No, with 4th place going to Kamine Riba for Shishiro Botan. 5th goes to Koyori Mendes for Takanashi Kiara, and 6th place goes to Tyler Williams for Amane Kanata. 7th place goes to Rafael de Oliveira for Papa de Rene, with 8th place going to Sean Pauly and Inugami Korone. 9th place goes to Dan Evans for IRNA 15, and 10th goes to Vlasa Damasha for Aki Rosenthal. 11th place Takeda Adachi for Ninamai Inanis, with 12th place going to Ri Liu for Sakamata Chloe. 13th place goes to Johan Sinful for Natsuhiro Matsuri, with 14th going to Ayuda Risis Aziz Muazif. 15th goes to Liam Kai for Hakos Bales. 16th goes to Hosha Marines is Lorenzo Ricci, car number 6. And last place is Raiji Kazinski for Yuzuki Choco. Now we're gonna need to double check if we got the lap time counts correct, because I think we have made a slight error. Yes, we have made an error. We have actually set it to 23 laps rather than 3 laps as it's supposed to be. So again, excuse us if we have to make some slight adjustments, but fortunately this will not take forever. So with that being said, I want to hear your favorites before we actually start this race. Again, I'm Mama Shajan Reza in the commentary booth. Again, this is going to be a solo affair, so excuse me while there are some glaring issues in the stream, because one man can only do so much, taking up the roles of 10 men. And so we're gonna go back here in Suzuka with the race lap counters properly fixed. So we have 17 cars lined up. It's pretty wet here in Suzuka right now, so it's gonna be a wet affair for the drivers involved. Let's see who's gonna be able to tackle this wet conditions the best. And just wanted to check, excuse me. Not sure why the camera has shown some issues. Yeah, there are some issues with the cameras. So again, excuse us for the issues that we are currently experiencing. So give us some time to sort this problem out. Not sure where this problem comes from, and again, this is very unprecedented, so excuse us while the race start for the invitational race has been delayed. So we're gonna go restart this thing again. So alright, so while we're going to be delaying this race, so we're gonna have the split A cars lining up, still lining up on the grid once again. We're gonna see if we could restart the whole client to get the race back underway. So again, let us know your predictions for the winners for both the Split A Invitational race and the series race. So again, this time it's all actually a go with Evelyn Kuromi actually sitting on pole position with Takashi Pin in second place. This will be an invitational race that we'll remember. And the 3 light invitation races to go. Everyone's gonna try to take it easy here at the start. Here we got a huge spray coming into the main straight. You can't even see the driver is further back. Coming into the turn 1, who's going to be slipping and sliding, who is going to be crashing. And it looks to me that everyone is going to get out of this here scot-free. Looks like Johan Sinful has gained a position or 2. Looks like Michael Turner has defended 3rd place. Everyone is just slipping and sliding here. Oh, I forgot we are still at the intermission screen. Forgot we are at the intermission screen. Again, apologies here. We're just rehearsing the race start if you would like. So again, we're gonna have to switch to the actual JP session. Hopefully the camera issues doesn't apply again. So take 2 on the start. Again, it is going to be Evelyn Kuromi on pole position with Takashi Pin in second place. Again, this will be a race to remember, as we're actually going to be closing the 5th fest in the way it should be, with the t-shirt colors on the front wheel of the car, and the races go. As I could mention, Evelyn Kuromi actually having a good start. Again, you cannot see the spray. You cannot see from the spray of the cars further back, and you can see here we got some jostling for position. Michael Turner manages to defend 3rd place. Kamine River and Koirika Mendes now have to fend off against each other. It's still side by side at the S's. Reba and Mendes currently toe-to-toe between each other, as well as De Oliveira and Williams. Rafael is now getting himself up into 6th place. Evelyn Kuromi now leads the Split A Invitational race with Takashi Pin 2nd, Michael Turner 3rd, Koirika Mendes 4th. That's now going to be Reba in 4th. Koirika Mendes now up in 3rd place with a great gain, and that's a huge crash. That it looks like Michael Turner and Koirika Mendes already on the 1st lap. Coming into Degner in the middle of it, we're already seeing 2 retirements, and there's also Johan Sinful and Ri Liu. Already 4 cars retiring from these wet conditions here in the Split A Invitational race of the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka. Now 13 cars remain. What's left here is Evelyn Kuromi, Takashi Pin, Rafael De Oliveira, Kamine Riva, Tyler Williams. Sean Pauli hangs around in 6th, Damashev 7th. Dan Evans 8th, Adachi 9th, Wazif 10th, Richie Kai and Kaczynski make up 11th, 12th, and 13th. Looking at potential overtakes here, we're looking at Takashi Pin, and this time, this part of the track is now actually much drier, so that's gonna cause some issue to the wet tires that's currently being bolted on. I mean, if you compare like the track conditions in the main straight and in the first few sectors where it was absolutely wet, but now you can see here with the track now improving, you can see the cars better, although it is still pretty wet here on the racetrack. Evelyn Kuromi still leads this race though, trying to grab what should be her first win. Sure, it's not going to be an official first win. I want to remind everyone, good morning here in Suzuka. We're having this Split A Invitational race of the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka, the Epilogue for the Capture the Moment concert. This time we're running Split A for the Hololive members that performed in Stage 1. 4 cars have already retired. Ri Liu, Johan Sinful, Koirika Mendes, and Michael Turner were the unfortunate casualties this time by. Meanwhile, Evelyn Kuromi currently leads this race for Gaogura. Takashi Pin in 2nd place. Rafael De Oliveira in 3rd. Reba 4th, Williams 5th. No potential overtakes just yet, except we might have a potential battle between Wazif and Adachi. But look at Lorenzo Ricci coming in to probably swoop in on the overtake. Nothing is coming out so far. Oh, and that's Evans making a miss. I think he got spun around by, I believe, Vladislav Damashev. And now he has to fend off against the likes of Aziz and Wazif. Let's go on board Wazif. Great racing action in Suzuka. You can see here the drivers actually slipping and sliding at the outside curve, at the spoon curve. As you have seen there, that's because the curves have been pretty separated from all of the dampness. And now obviously Monsters is going to try to chase back onto Dan Evans, but here we have Liam Kai trying to make a move against Lorenzo Ricci. Meanwhile, on the final lap, we're about to start it. Ooh, that's coming Riba actually going off wide at the final corner, and that's not going to do good for him. Look at Tyler Williams now. He's going to be trying to mount a challenge, or rather Sean Paul is going to be mounting a challenge against Cameron Riba. Two British drivers are going to be challenging Cameron Riba for fourth place, and it's going to be Sean Paul now up in fourth. Evelyn Karomi still leads this race. The trident of Hololive, reflecting on what has been a pretty okay season so far for Evelyn. Obviously, she's got a lot of chump butts that watch her back. Evelyn Karomi has done very well to soak out the pressure of Takashi Pen. Rafael de Oliveira third, Sean Pauli fourth once again. We're going to be reminding you all of the race order here. Reba fifth, Williams sixth, Domashnev seventh, Adachi's in eighth, Evans and Boazev running out of the top 10. And now you can see here the track has absolutely improved very much from the start of the race. There are still droplets around, and so it's pretty damp here still. Well, every one of these drivers are still going to be racing like there's not much of a problem. Here comes Kaczynski trying to make a move against Liam Kai. Will there be a move done? Because it's going to move around the outside, probably dive down the inside, but he doesn't have the room. He has to take it easy at the curbs. Well, let's move on to Evelyn Karomi, who's able to defend the lead away from Takashi Pin very superbly. Evelyn Karomi only has the Casio Triangle and the final corner to deal with. And here it is, Evelyn Karomi racing for the shark that was from Atlantis, Gargura, for the 3 million chum bots potentially watching. Here it is, Evelyn Karomi is your winner here in Suzuka for the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka Invitational Split A race. So let's give a short run out result. Evelyn Karomi wins this race over Takashi Pin of represent Takui Koyori, and then we have Rafael de Oliveira finishing third for Papolia Rene. You know, it's got to be an ENJP ID podium lockout. Sean Pauli fourth for Inagami Korone with Kamine Reba fifth for Shishira Botan. Sixth goes to Tyler Williams for Amane Kanata with seventh place going to Varasa Domashnev. For Akira Total with eighth place going to Takeda Adachi for Ninamai Inanis. Dan Evans ninth for Irene 15 with 10th place Aziz Waze for Ayunda Risu with 11th place going to Loisa Ricci. William Kai 12th for Hakos Bales. Raja Kaczynski 13th for Yuzuki Choko. Michael Turner 14th for Shiragari Noah. Koyurika Mendes 15th for Takanashi Kiara. Ryu 16th for Sakamata Chloe with 17th behind Sinful for Natsuhiro Matsuri. So we're going to do a very, very brief replay here to see what has happened to Corey Rica Mendes. And it's actually a pretty wacky event, all things considered, because if you want to see what has actually happened. So here is the entire sequence leading up into the crash. There's a bit of replay here, a lot of spray kicking up, and here's the onboard of Corey Rica Mendes. As you can see here, Michael Turner is actually trying to exit Dunlop pretty decently here, but he's lost control, and he's actually went wide and collected. Oh, Corey Rica Mendes. Oh, man. So it's just Michael Turner making a mistake somewhere at after the Dunlop corner, and that resulted in him being involved in a crash. So we're going to be seeing yet another replay here. Here's Michael Turner trying to race in the spray. It's probably because of the spray that he wasn't able to notice that he actually went off wide. So as you can see here, this is the part where he went off wide, and that's the part where he collected Corey Rico. But that's only some of the incidents here, because look at Johan Sinful with Relio. Oh, you can see here. Oh, both cars. Oh, both cars went off in separate incidents, so let's go on board Johan Sinful here, see what's happened. So here's him trying to battle against Lorenzo Ricci. Has to take it easy. Oh, he kicked the throttle way too early, tried to catch the car, but the car didn't come to him. Meanwhile, looking into Relo, what happened here? It is really going off wide. That absolutely messed up his run. And then saw massive amounts of carnage. And here's Ryu. Oh, that's Takeda Adachi pushing Ryu off. And then that is Azimaze blocking the way of Ryu. Well, that explains everything. So we're just gonna save this replay for fun purposes and all that stuff. So let's move on into the main event with, of course, the invitational races all done and dusted, which we're probably not going to be recording much of the results from the invitational race anyway. So let's move on into qualifying, on which the weather is still pretty much drizzling here in Suzuka. So we got the drivers now trying to get something to work, if you will. Just wanted to load the cars right now. Of course, for the in-class cars that that will be participating in the invitational races, they will be marked with a solid white and black colored front wings, or rather white or black colored front wings on the front of the car. Same goes with the JP class cars coming up. So now let's move on into the main event, the qualifying for round 4 of Formula Hololive International. The Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka edition is finally underway. But before we are actually going to be able to, we're going to be switching the scenes. Alright, there it is. First cars out on track include Ethan Burleson rocking the black colored front wing and nose cone. This is in reference to Nana Shimume's black t-shirt over her bright uniforms in the final performances of the Capture the Moment concert for her stage 3. So Ethan Wilson will be racing in the Split C Invitational. So he will be racing again tomorrow evening. Again, it's a pretty cold morning in Suzuka, or rather not so cold morning, but because we're coming into the conclusion of summer and we're entering fall. Ethan Wilson, meanwhile, is just trying to make his way into the start-finish straight. And here's the third place finisher, Rafael Oliveira, currently out right now. Unfortunately, Corica Mendez's car has been repaired in time for the start of qualifying. Hopefully everyone here is going to be able to stay with us. Again, if you like the stream, please drop a like in the stream. And if you want to see more of these types of Hololive team racing, drop a subscribe. We are going to be uploading at least we're going to be streaming at least 2 races, or maybe a race a month at the very least. And if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming races, you can always hit the notification bell. So anyways, your Rafael Oliveira has to take it easy at 130 yard due to the damp conditions. So let's take it on board in the Pavolia Arena number 01. As your Rafael Oliveira nearly went wide here at the Castle Triangle. So you can see here, making it around the final corner is crucial, especially if you want to, especially if you can carry a lot of speed in the final corner. You have a lot of speed in the main straight. As you can see here, 6th gear into turn 1, but he has to take it easy here. Right in the middle of turn 1, he has to start braking into 3rd gear. He also has to modulate the braking very, very well here to avoid locking up the tires. It's very easy if it's in wet condition. Now coming to the S's, treat this as a single corner to make sure that you're able to navigate yourself very well into this one. It's only 20% of the entire circuit, but it does make up 27% of your lap time. And as you can see here, again, as we mentioned here, the track has already improved pretty well, so he has the license to attack 41.840 for Rafael Oliveira in the first sector. And now barreling into the hairpin. He's now going to try to take it a bit easy here. Oh, again, there's the kick of too much throttle, causing oversteer. Rafael really needs to manage the throttle inputs to not lose as much time. And now coming into spoon curve. Hits the curb, slides in the process due to the slippery curve due to wet conditions. And here's the back straight. Get as much exit speed as possible for this long back straight. And as you can see, the conditions have not properly improved. And now coming to 130, he's now going to be expected to take a lift here because it's still pretty damp. And he's using like wet tires. Hope he doesn't overshoot himself at the caster triangle like others have done, but he's done pretty okay here at the caster triangle. Keeps his line tidy, and into the final corner it has a 149.327, currently the fastest out of anyone so far in this qualifying. As it was just started his run. Got multiple drivers still yet to complete their laps. Inichi Michan third. Jake Martinez now sets a provisional pole time 148.218. As the conditions continue to improve, it's time for them to really start getting better lap times. And speaking of better lap times, you get Rudy Chu there, 146.606 for the debutant for Anya Mephisto. He's doing very well though so far. Looking at more time here, Yazid now second place, Ella Short third, Hayo fourth, Castanto fifth, Martinez sixth, Wayne Kagawa currently sits seventh, Wimberley eighth, or rather ninth, as Kamen Riba, who is now switched fire suits and cars. He's now racing for Rara Pantera this time by. Evan Kuromi, who's won the Split Invitational race, is now currently in sixth place. Boschwald currently 14th, Michan 15th. Again, the first driver to set a lap time. Here we are, Rafael Oliveira, or the second driver. Currently sits 15th, Bernardo Santiago. I feel like we're going to need to highlight this part right now. This is Watson Emilia's final weekend as an active Hololive virtual YouTuber. After the end of this month, she will be moving into the sidelines. And instead, slick tires are now being bolted on despite drizzly conditions, and it looks to me it's still pretty much wet tires as far as the eye could see. Peter Bertson now sits 11. Bernardo Santiago now has a race to do. Well, he's got two races to do here this weekend, but this one's going to be the most important one because this one will actually award points. As you can see here, Santiago is already 1.8 seconds behind Rudy Chu, so Santiago is at the very least gonna try to take it easy into this whole race. Try and take it easy. It's not gonna be like Yuta Sano, who went guns blazing in Aqua's final race in Formula Hololive as an active virtual YouTuber. For Santiago, it's gonna be a different case. He's just gonna try to at least bring the car to the finish line, but if he's able to grab a good finish, that will be a very, very nice moment. Looking into the realm of 1 second within the time of the fastest car, only Hazi Yazid has been able to get into that realm. Rudy Chu has been doing very well in his debut qualifying session. He's currently in provisional pole. Meanwhile, Southern Reza. Just with a bit of a backstory, after Jonathan Waters left the Iron Melfissa number 33, for inexplicable reasons, Mohamed Reza has been scouting for drivers, and he has just found Rudy Chu in his radar. He said he's keen to join the series. So it was last minute on the registration front, all things considered, but Rudy has been able to really show potential in that number 33 Iron Mephisto car. That we're already seeing glimpses of great performance here, something that the late Angela Sims has yet to see. Oh, looks like we might have heard something. Could be a crash. Some cars hitting the wall or something, but it doesn't really matter. We watch Reza currently sits 9th. And then we have Javier Lusby sitting in 18th with the likes of Zeke Wimberley also sitting 14th. Ryan Kagawa sitting 13th. And if this stands, if this qualifying session is the right, this qualifying session becomes the race result, then Southern Reza will actually extend his championship lead, given that, of course, we've got drivers in form like, oh, you can see here also we also have noticed here that the weather has absolutely improved. The track has opened up so we are able to see faster lap times in a whim. Well, let's see if drivers are going to be keen on switching into slick tires to try to get some faster lap times in. Rudy Choose now gets back out on track. That looks to me it's still wetter tires. There are all these drivers are not pretty confident on the track surface. Rudy Choose just continues on as usual. Now, it's worth mentioning that Dynamo Fissa number 33 is no stranger to pole positions. Of course, the late Angelo Sims has provided the team with a lot of pole positions, 3 in the 23-24 season. Of course, this is before Angelo Sims' unfortunate passing. And of course, Jonathan Waters was there in the first 3 rounds of the season, but he has been able to bring the goods. And so has been duly replaced by, and has duly resigned from what we're seeing. And now we have the likes of Rudy Chu now currently driving here in Suzuka, replacing, of course, the outgoing Waters. Ella Shore currently sitting 3rd, Juan Casanto in 5th, Liam Kai 8th. Five minutes of qualifying to go, and it looks to me that there's still a lot of things going on here. And Tara currently sits 21st. Markman sitting 20th, Evans 19th, Lusby 18th. Oh, you can see here. He really understeered right at the final part of the S before coming to Dunlop. That you can see here that absolutely hurt his lap time. So you can see here 1.5 seconds already he's lost relative to Rudy. Meanwhile, looking at the rest of the cars here, we've got Ethan Burleson currently in 11th, Martinez in 10th place. Looking into the top 10 right now, Rudy Chu currently leads, Castanto 5th, Kuromi 6th, Rebus 7th, Kai 8th, Federico Reza 9th, and Jake Martinez in the top 10. Alright, so we're going to be also checking onto the records for Formula Hololive here, especially in International. Right now, we are looking at multiple drivers who have had multiple wins here. Currently in the win records here, Zeke Wimberly has 3 wins, the most out of any driver so far. And Zeke Wimberly currently sits in... Well, he currently sits in 14th right now. He's got some improvement so far, but still no one being able to beat Hazi Yazid or Rudy Chu. Meanwhile, we got Aziz Muazif, who has already had 2 wins on his belt overall so far. Of course, Aziz Muazif is the reigning race winner. He won at Atlanta. And now it's a good time to look back into Ethan Bertelsen now, getting up into 7th place. Using the slipstream of Rafael Oliveira, he now gets up into... Oh, just as we say that, Ethan Burleson has crashed. But at least he set a lap time, so that will be the important part. He will still start 8th. He won't be serving any penalties so far. Meanwhile, looking at the rest of the field, Antanara 22nd, Bosfal 23rd, Bernardo Santiago 24th, Takeda Adachi 25th, Nichi Michan 26th. We're potentially looking at excuse me. I'm not sure who has yet to start a lap time here. Yes, we can see here Don Elise at 27th. He has yet to actually start a lap time, as well as Puerto Mendez, who's still in the pit lane. And now if he doesn't get out in the next 5 seconds, he's not going to be able to set a lap time. So that will be Don Ellis and Puerto Mendez qualifying over. That will be row 14 here in the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka International Edition. Aziz Mwazi, meanwhile, continues his run in the Hyundai Risu number 62. now it's at 39.805. He has only lost 0.8 of a second to Chu, and if he can find some more time in sectors 2 and 3, then he should be able to get himself closer, if not outright in the top 10. See here the recent number 62 car currently being manhandled or rather driven by SimStudio. You can see here the gaps between Ella Show and Hinochi Tayo, who, and by the way, Hinochi Tayo are actually running 4th right now. Very much a positive experience for Hinochi after a pretty underwhelming 23-24 season. Meanwhile, we're going to be taking a look back into Moazif, who's about to cross the start-finish line here. He's actually overshot the Casio triangle, or at least the chicane, and that will cost him a lot of time, so he will not be getting any improvements. He's now down in 16th. Chadaraza doesn't need to panic too much, as he's currently sitting in 11th place for Koseki Bijou. 5 seconds before the end of this qualifying session, Chadaraza is actually not far behind Rudy Chu, all things considered. Now we're going to be seeing the drivers crossing the line. That's Ahmed El Ashor. He's not going to be getting any improvements. More drivers are set to cross the line, and that is Sven Jensen now getting up into 7th place for Irish. Welcome to the top 10, Sven. And you can see a 1.2 seconds slower than Rudy Chu and Hazik Yazid. We are looking at more drivers trying to cross the line. Let's see if we're able to get drivers in. And it looks like a lot of drivers are currently in the pit lane right now. You're Rafael Oliveira, so next to cross the line. No improvements from him. Jake Martinez, will we see any improvements from him? He will be sitting in 8th. Tyler Williams and Evelyn Cromie, the next drivers to cross the line. Looks like Tyler Williams already coming into the pits here. Evelyn got Muhammad Shadrin Reza now getting into 2nd place, trying to challenge Rudy Chu's position. Rudy Chu's now in the pit lane right now. Oh, the race is on here. Shadrin Reza now has a good chance to get his first win for Koseki Bijou. That is Evelyn Cromie crossing the line. She does not see any improvements. She will stay 7th. 6 cars remaining to cross the line. No improvements from what looks to be Aziz Moazif, or is that Dan Evans? 3 cars about to cross the line. No improvements from these 3 either. Liam Kai, no improvement from Kamara Reba and Zeke Wimberly. Looking at one last car to cross the line. Nochitayo is the last driver to run it. Ahmed El Ashor has actually come into the pits. And as you can see, Nochitayo is not going to be seeing any improvements. It will be A for Hinochi. And that should be it for qualifying. It should be it for qualifying. We have had a confirmation here. Rudy Chu, in his Formula Hololive debut, is now your pole sitter. Who would have crossed that? Who would have had that in their bingo list? But anyways, what an interesting qualifying this has been. The championship leader now currently sits 2nd place, looking to extend his championship lead and hopefully getting his first win for Koseki Bijou. That's Mohammad Shadrin Reza. Battling against the very driver that he has recruited a few days ago, Rudy Chu, who's currently in provisional pole, or rather in pole position for Anya Milfissa. That being said, let's take a look into the starting grid for the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka International Edition. So let's take a look here at the starting lineup. Rudy Chu currently sits in pole position with 146.606. Only 2 drivers have been able to get into a seconds gap between themselves and Rudy Chu, that all them being Malaysians, surprisingly. Mohammad Reza sits 2nd for Koseki Bijou. 3rd goes to Hazik Yazid for Shiori Novella. Ahmed El Ashor for Kyle Kowalska. 5th goes to Hinochi Tayo for Hoshinova Muna with Monica Sato 6 for Ora Crony. Evan Kromi sits 7 for Gaogura with 8th place. Sven Jensen for Iris. Jake Martinez 9 for Mori Calliope with Ethan Burleson running out the top 10 for Nanashi Mume. Kamine Riba 11 for Rara Patera with Liam Kai 12 for Hakos Bales. Hanari Miyuki starts 13 for Koba Kanaeru with Ryan Kagawa 14 for Nerissa Ravencroft. Kyle Williams in 16th with Zeke Wimberley 15 for ER Bloodflame and Sarah Swan respectively in the 8th row. Aziz Mwazif sits 17th, the defending champion, and Javier Lusby 18th, and then we have Dan Evans 19th and your Rafael de Oliveira in row 10. Row 11 will be Chanel Markman in the Mokoka Biscard car with ahead of Alton Tanneron in 22nd for Gigi Marin. With Box Waltz 23rd for Cecilia Green with Bernardo Santiago 24th for Watson Emilia in his final points bringing race with Watson Emilia still active. Takeda Adachi 25th for Nina Mayananis with Nichi Michan 26th for Fuawa Biscard. Don Ellis 27 for Reggie Aldi, and due to Cordrica Mendes not setting a lap time, he will start 29th because of Assetto Corsa stuff. The safety car actually says 28th for some reason, but we will consider Cordrica Mendes as starting 28th regardless. So that out of the way, let's get into the race order with have Rudy Chiu currently on pole position ahead of Muhammad Shazan Reza in second place. Haziyazi in third, making a Malaysian 1-2-3. Can't wait to see how this race goes in the Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka International Edition. So we have Rudy Chiu, of course, sitting on pole position. All of the 5 lines are run. 28 cars are revving here in Suzuka for 44 laps here in Suzuka, and the races go. And it looks to me that Rudy Chiu has an amazing start. Shadon Reza has walked down at the start. Shadon Reza now has a fend off against Haziyazi. Shadon Reza has slipped onto the curbs and has went off at the first going. Also going off is Evelyn Kuromi and Ahmed El Asor. 3 cars out on their own in the first corner. That will be a retirement for Muhammad Shadon Reza. This will be a huge blow for his championship, as Rudy Chiu now continues to lead this race for Anya Milfisa. Haziyazi 2nd, Costanto 3rd, Kayo 4th, Jensen 5th, Martinez 6th, Reba 7th, Bertelsen 8th, Hanari Miyuki and Liam Kai have traded places in between each other. Now it's Miyuki in 9th, and Liam Kai is in the top 10. Oh dear, oh dear. You can see here at the start, Shadon Reza actually went off at the curb, at the inside curb. He lost control as he was hitting the curb way too hard. The car just snapped out from his control, and then tried to correct the steering, and he actually just went off into the barriers. Yeah, that also same thing happened to Ahmed El Ashor and Evelyn Kuromi, and now you can see here that Zeke Wimberley and Javier Lusby now trading places between each other. There's a bit of contact between Wimberley and Lusby, as Wimberley now forces himself into 13th place. Now coming into 130R, that's Rudy Chiu, Haziyazi, Juan Costanto, etc., etc. Right now it's an ID class car leading here in Suzuka. Will they make it 3 out of 5, or rather 4 out of 5 races won by ID class cars so far if Richie is able to maintain a spot? Meanwhile, here's Aziz Mwazif and Javier Lusby. Aziz Mwazif on the inside and at number 62. Ayun Narisa number 62, but no, not for long. Here comes Javier Lusby down the inside. Too far back. Markman as well against Yuri Rafael de Oliveira. While all this is going on, Rudy Chiu is having an amazing run here, already building up a massive gap against Haziyazi already after the first few laps. And now looking into the race fuel monitor. I just wanted to check on who will be hitting first or soon. It looks like everyone will be having a short stop here. Everyone will be pitting pretty soon here. Oh, and that looks to me, that's Rafael de Oliveira. Another retirement, and it looks to me that he is basically made contact from somewhere. Oh dear. 4 retirements in the first 2 laps here in Suzuka. Oh, and you can see here also that Takeda Adachi really trying to think of a move here down the inside of Look with Boschval. Again, another piece of drama here in Suzuka. Another race of attrition, if you will. 4 drivers already out in the first 2 laps. As the race progresses, you can see here, Ricci just continues to build this gap. He's now already building up a gap of 2 seconds now, with fastest lap already 1:47.853 for the RaceSimStudio driver. It's both wet and dry at the same time. You can say it's damp, but these drivers are able to set these lap times as if they were actually running the races on the dry. Meanwhile, Alcantara tries to take a move down the inside of Chanel Markman. Meanwhile, we've got Liam Kai, and that is Ryan Kagawa. Ryan Kagawa has went off at turn 1. Another retirement. He will now join Rafael Oliveira and co. For essentially the retirements in this race. Already the 5 retirements in the first 3 laps. That is insane. That's already the top 2 in the championship already crashing out. Ooh, that was messy from Kagawa. You can that's the same thing. I think he hit the curb very aggressively at turn 1. I think the next consensus for these cars is to take it easy at the first corner. Don't hit the curb too hard, otherwise you're gonna end up crashing. Meanwhile, we got Javier Lusby now making moves against both Chanel Markman, and now it's going to be taking a move against Liam Kai in 13th place. Oh, and here's Chanel Markman trying to take a move down, already down the inside. Javier Lusby has gone absolutely wide and slam Alcantara. Alcantara manages to continue, but Javier Lusby, that will be his race over. That's damage suspension, it looks like. And looking into the retirements here, oh my goodness. Just wanted to check back onto the retirements here. Dan Evans also has been joining. There's 4 cars retiring on the first lap. We haven't caught on to Dan Evans, so apologies if we haven't mentioned it earlier. So that was now going to be 7 cars now out on the first 3 laps. This is just insane. This is just crazy bloodshed here in Suzuka in what is an epilogue race for the FFS. Meanwhile, Louis Boschwald down around the outside of Adachi, but Adachi manages to defend. As drivers continue to manage their way into these tricky sections here in Suzuka in damp condition. Oh, that's Aziz Wasif! Another driver has went off, and it looks to me that he's went off. Looks like he's made contact with another driver. Look, because that's not the only driver who's made contact here at the Dunlop corner. Already, we are gonna make it 8 cars out in the first 4 laps. You can see here, there's just a lot of attrition here in Suzuka. While these drivers are at the very least able to still score points. But you can see here, there's going to be a massive swing in the championship in this regard. If this is the case, and just wanted to recheck on the standings here. With Javier losing the retirement, that's now the top 3 out of this race. Hanari Miyuki is currently sitting in 9th place. Currently sitting at 230 points behind Shadrin Reza in the standings. If she's able to at least grab a top 10, then she should be able to, theoretically, steal the championship lead. Meanwhile, we got Liam Kai making a move against Chanel Markman, both sparring partners, of course, in their own sim racing adventures. That's going to be Liam Kai who's going to be progressing forward. 4 laps complete, 40 laps to go. We still got a long way to go here in Suzuka. Again, if anyone here wants to ask questions about the stream and all that stuff, please drop your opinions and thoughts, questions in the chat. I will try to respond as soon as possible. which is still going to be the case here. Meanwhile, we're going to be checking the race wheel monitor now and who will be pitting now, who will be pitting later. And it looks to me that a lot of these drivers will be pretty good on the pit stops here. Some drivers will be pitting pretty early. Would be Chanel Markman, who will be pitting in the next 4 laps, but he will be making a 2-stop in this regard. So this is going to be a slight cause for concern. Oh, and that's Liam Kai and Chanel Markman going wide at the hairpin. But fortunately, they're able to defend their way as they should. Meanwhile, just checking the rest of the situation here. Looking into... Oh, that's Liam Kai actually struggling at the exit of Spoon. Got 2 side-by-side battles here. That's Yoshitayo. That's Juan Constanto crashing. Meanwhile, as we're about to say this, oh, there's more cars going off. That is actually Juan Constanto, and that's also Zig Wimberly off at 130R. A move gone wrong at this very, very dangerous corner. It looks like Zig Wimberly is able to continue, but he's not going to be joining in last place. You saw Juan Constanto actually going off there. Also, Chanel Markman coming into pit. Liam Kai and Chanel Markman live to fight another day. Liam Kai currently sitting in 10th place for Akos Bales. Currently trying to defend against trying to defend against now Alson Tarao. Chanel Markman didn't take too long in that pit stop, but he will be pitting again. Next 6 laps to be exact. Oh, there's another battle here that is actually contact between Hinochita and Sven Jensen. Looks like we do hear some contact further back, but it looks to me that on this type of battle here, Sven Jensen has now moved up into 3rd place. Hinochita is in 4th, Martinez 5th, Riba 6th, Bertelsen in 7th, and Hanari Miyuki in 8th right now. So there's a massive amount of kerfuffles going on here in Suzuka. Or is Bernardo Santiago nearly going off there, but he has managed to continue. Looks like he's made contact with Dawn Elise. Speaking of Dawn Elise is trying to get herself into the grass, but nearly loses control in the process. Look, Rica Mendes is going to try to make up for his crash in the Split A Invitational race for a good run here in Suzuka. He's currently in 15th right now, not being very convincing right now, but here we have Rudy Chu now coming to the pits. Rudy Chu is going to be looking to make a 2-stopper, which I'm not sure if this is the right strategy to go to, but he should have the opportunity to switch into dry tires if the opportunity arises, but he's still in wet tires, so he's not going to be risking it. More drivers coming in. That's with Tyler Williams and Ludwig Boschwald. Here's Ludwig Boschwald now trying to make it his run down already. You can see he's just gonna try to make himself work. Just now currently sits last with Tyler Williams in 18th, Markman 17th. These are the 3 drivers who have already made their pit stops so far. Oh, there's a bit of contact here. That's Alton Tara off. Looks like he's made contact with our driver coming up into Spoon, and it looks to me that he is going to be another retirement here in is going to be yet another retirement here in Suzuka. So he will be joining Constanta, Wazif, Lusby, Shazan Reza, Ryan Kagawa, and Co. So that will actually leave us with only 18 cars remaining here in Suzuka. Again, that's just a lot of chaos here in Suzuka right now. And also we have Nishi Michan now going off here at the Carz triangle. She's tried to get himself back out, but he stalled the car, so he's gonna be yet another retirement. Oh my goodness, this is just insane. Lots of crashes left, right, and center here in Suzuka. Suzuka already claiming more than 10 cars. I think this is gonna try to. I think this is gonna try to challenge the likes of the Breaking Dimensions Grand Prix for the most chaotic race in international so far this season. So we're just gonna need to check on the recent situations here. Oh, this Jake Martinez being spun by that looks like Hinoshi Tayo, and Jake Martinez actually went side by side at the hairpin. Everyone's still on these wet tires here, and Jake Martinez being spun out by Hinoshi Tayo. Looks like it was a racing incident here as Tayo was on the inside, but understeered into Jake Martinez. Jake Martinez didn't give Tayo room, enough room, knowing the circumstances. So Tayo is currently not at risk of a penalty. Meanwhile, we got Kamen Reba now down the inside of Hinoshi Tayo, but Tayo manages to place her car very superbly. So this will be pretty good so far. Meanwhile, we got, oh, that's a bit of a slip and slide here for Rudy Chu, who is just, remember, he's already come out of pits so far, but he will have to make another pit stop. Sven Jensen now comes in for his pit stop, and it looks to me that he will be going on a two-stop strategy as well. But he will go for a longer run. Meanwhile, we'll have Rudy Chu now going down the inside of Liam Kai, coming into turn 1. Oh, nearly loses it. Oh, and you can see here, despite going off wide, he still manages to get his car still in the track, but he does lose a position to Liam Kai. He's known how to qualify his car up front, but he's still pretty new to the racecraft, so he's currently being taught by the professionals on how it is done. Meanwhile, we got Chanel Markman and Zeke Wimberly now trading places in between each other. Wimberly now moving off looks out of position so far. Oh, you can see here it's a bit of a slip and slide. Oh, but this time you can see here, oh yeah, Zeke Wimberly now trying to defend at Degner. Ethan Bertelsen trying to attack. Meanwhile, Rudy Chu has gone back on Liam Kai at the exit of the hairpin. Rather, at the hairpin, he's now back up into 5th place. The Honda Mephisto driver is now showing up. Meanwhile, we got Chanel Markman and Zeke Wimberly again in a battle of their own. Ethan Bertelsen now in 13th place, Zeke Wimberly in 14th after being overtaken by Ethan Bertelsen. Now here's a battle for the race lead here. Here's Kamen Reba. Oh, losing touch against, or rather that's a battle for 2nd place. Hinoshi Tayo now moves up into 2nd place, but that's Hinoshi Tayo. She's went off and stalled the car. That's going to be another retirement as Reba now moves into the pit stops. As it now currently still leads for Shiori Novella. Meanwhile, we got Kamen Reba now coming into the pits. Hinoshi Tayo is now retired in this race. Multiple cars have already parked inside the pit lane right now. We have yet to get into 14 cars to go. If it's 14 cars to go, that should be just about everyone who has just about everyone who have well, sorry, I'm just gonna try to find the words here. Meanwhile, we got Chanel Markman and Ethan Bertelsen trading places between each other, but now it's gonna take position away from Bernardo Santiago in a potential double overtaking move here. Oh, Chanel Markman's gone off, but nearly loses touch. Chanel Markman manages to continue, but oh my goodness, it's a double overtake gone wrong at the S's. He's tried it. Kudos for him for that. But it's a move gone wrong by the very. He's able to continue his way in the race. Meanwhile, we got Sven Jensen making a bump and run move against Don Elise for 6th place. Man, this race has got everything. Sven Jensen now currently up in 6th place for Iris. Meanwhile, we got Reba now trying to defend, this time against Don Elise. He's already made his pit stop. A lot of drivers have already made their pit stop, but they're only going to go for a double pit stop. Some of the drivers have yet to make their pit stop. Like, for example, Hazuki Yazi and Hanari Miyuki are currently on their own race. Meanwhile, we got Rudy Chu trying to have a bit of a race against Hanari Miyuki, who's now coming into the pits, as well as Takeda Adachi. Limkai continues on as normal. Meanwhile, we got, oh, that's 2 crashes in one at 130R. That's both Louis Boschval and Zeke Wimberly, both crashing at Suzuka. That will be a double retirement for them as well. So we have the reigning champion and runners-up from last season already crashing, and that will mean that we already have over half of the cars already eliminated. This just gets even more unbelievable the more as we continue to monitor the situation here in this race. This is just insane. We have yet to pass 25% race distance, and we're already seeing half of the cars already retiring. Perhaps they were a bit too excited here to race in Suzuka, but in doing so, they forgot that they need to take it easy. We will take it out. Raji making light work of Tyler Williams for 11th place. 13 cars remain in what is currently a very attritional race here in Suzuka. The Epilogue Grand Prix in Suzuka may be an epilogue for some, but it's already an epilogue already done and dusted for 15 drivers and teams already. Meanwhile, we got Chanel Martman just continuing on as usual here, see if he's able to get a good run in. Rudy Chu currently sitting in 2nd. Hazik Yazid currently in the lead of this race with already 12 cars behind him still running, and the rest of them already out of the race. Tyler Williams now on the move against Takeda Adachi at the Castle Triangle. They're all running these grooved tires. It says it's still pretty damp, but they're all still running wet weather tires. So we're gonna see there could be some adjustments from this point on. So apologies, we have to go to a bit of an intermission to see how it goes. Oh, meanwhile, there's gonna be a potential battle here. There's a potential battle. We're gonna have to move back into the session here. That's Bernardo Santiago. Oh, that's Takeda Adachi really trying to make a move against Corey Rica Mendez. Now he's gonna go around the outside of Corey Rica Mendez here. And that's Takeda Adachi now back up into 9th place. And here comes Rudy Chu. Alright, Sven Jensen making a move against Liam Kai for 3rd place. This is a very surreal race here. Oh, there's a crash! And that is Liam Kai being slammed by Kamera Ribba or Sven Jensen, and that should be another retirement. And there's also Corey Rica Mendez and Bernardo Santiago, but Bernardo Santiago is able to continue. Make that... Oh my goodness, that's a lot of retirements here. This is very, very chaotic. And I feel like the race control has been pretty much fed up about this race so far. And right now there's going to be a bit of a discussion between the race control on whether or not they will have to red flag this race due to the sheer amount of chaos that this race is. And now we have Ethan Burleson now crashing. What is going on here in Suzuka? You know, I got Rudy Chu continuing on as normal in the pits. There's just so much chaos here in Suzuka that there's just so much going on here. There's just so many crashes here, and now we have just about 19 cars already retiring from this race, with 9 more still in the running. We got Ethan Woodson, Tyler Williams now, who's actually still in the pit, so that makes it 18 cars still running. This is a very, very chaotic race, all things considered, and of course, just wanted to do some bit of an adjustment here, but anyways, 18 cars already retiring in this race. We now have a discussion between race control on whether or not we have to red flag this race and think of a further decision. Now there's a discussion here about this whole situation. Oh, we got Brown Santiago nearly going off there at turn 9. But he's able to continue on as usual. But again, as we mentioned here, there is a some sort of, what do we call, precedence for events like these. Now, for events such as these, if we got a lot of drivers just being very crazy on their driving and then just crashing into each other, then the race control may reserve the right to just cancel this round outright due to just so many things going out of control, like especially with driver etiquette, because we got all these drivers just continuing on like crazy. So right now there is a bit of a discussion here in the race control to see if there will be further decisions made, and there are going to be further decisions made. Then we will be hearing about it in the next 9 laps, as long as the halfway distance have yet to cross. But we know we got 10 cars remaining here. Everyone's just driving on as usual. And we got some of these drivers already saying, what's the point in racing here if every single one of us is just gonna slam into each other? So it's not a good look for the drivers, and of course we have to apologize for some of these actions. These are the AI that drives, not the actual human beings that actually drive these. This is due to inclusivity purposes. Here is Adachi, still trying to cross, still continuing on as normal. See if there's anything going on. Richu now with the fastest lap of the race here. He's the fastest driver all around, and right now we are opening discussions to see if we are going to cancel this race or not. Because if we look at precedents here, we have not seen this many retirements since the Breaking Dimensions Grand Prix at Lime Rock Park. And even then on that race, we saw at the very least 12 cars continuing on as usual, although some of them have damage. And there were tons of drivers with lots of damage. We also got Sven Jensen now taking the lead of this race over Hazigiadze. Sven is just hoping that he doesn't retire right here, right now, or rather, the race doesn't cancel here, right now, so that he should be able to grab those sweet points, and especially that first official win for Iris. But then again, some of the drivers are going to ask the question: is it worth the win if 18 other cars have crashed? So there's a bit of a question here. There's a bit of a massive question mark here for a lot of these drivers involved, if they are going to be willing on continuing on. And speaking of, we already have another retirement. That's Dawn Elise here, and she's, I believe, off at Degner. So we're gonna see if okay, no one's watching this stream. So there will be the decision made. There are currently discussions between race control on whether or not they will be canceling this race due to poor driver etiquette. Drivers are just going to be continuing on as usual and driving no problems. But 19 cars have already retired. Adachi is just continuing on as usual. Meanwhile, we've got potential battle between Rudy Chu, Hanari Miyuki, and Takeda Adachi. Or rather, that's Hazi Yazid, Rudy Chu, and Hanari Miyuki. But meanwhile, we got Chu trying to make a move against Yazid. Shino Markman now comes into the pits with only 9 cars remaining. I mean, the crashes in like, if you have like some of these crashes already in the first 3 or 4 laps. Oh, and that's actually how the Yazid slamming into Hanari Miyuki. Yep, the race control is not going to be very happy about this. Yeah, I think there has to be a straw that will break the camel's back here in some of these instances. We have Hazi Yazid and Hanari Miyuki just continuing on as usual. Hazi Yazid having a pretty okay run so far at the back straight. We are coming at Reba against Sven Jensen here. For the drivers still remaining here, they hope that the race doesn't get cancelled and to an extent those inside the top 15. Meanwhile, for the drivers further back who have been involved in, let's say, crashes left, right, and center, lots of these incidents being down to contact and all that stuff. So, I'm not sure if I'm able to set a poll. We're gonna ask the fans if they're gonna be thinking about canceling the race, and so we're gonna be starting a poll here. Everyone in the live chat, we've already opened a poll. We are setting up a vote on whether or not we should be able to cancel the race and not award points due to massive amounts of driver misconduct. Right now, Rudy Chu currently sitting 2nd, Miyuki 3rd, Hazi Yazid 4th, Adachi 5th, Jensen 6th, Williams 7th, Markman 8th, and Santiago 9th. Looks to me that as it stands, Mawasan championship lead will not be touched. That is either they do. Oh yeah, that's already Hazi Yazid crashing at the hairpin. I think there might be a decision already being made here because we already have a vote for a yes. And it looks to me that we have a bit of an official announcement coming in the next lap soon, as the drivers still continue on this race. Meanwhile, as Hanari Miyuki continues on her run, she's currently sitting 3rd. Richu currently sits 2nd. Recovering Reba still leads this race, but I doubt that he will want to enjoy this win the way he wants it. Oh, it looks to me that there is an official announcement from the organization, and it looks to me that the race will be red flag after 19 laps. And also, yeah, we have an official announcement from the Adak-RMS organization. The race will be red flagged after 19 laps, and it will not be resumed following multiple accounts of driver misconduct. No points will be awarded and results will not count towards the championship. So here's a bombshell announcement from the organization, and while this will be a slap in the cheek for a lot of drivers involved, it is the right decision regardless after multiple drivers just race on like very carelessly. And the Adak-RMS organization said they have had enough. There's just so much race crashes going on. I doubt we will want to continue awarding points if these behaviors will continue. So, and also there will be no results. The results will not count towards the championship. No points will be awarded. This race will be considered as cancelled. We will keep the VOD though, but of course, it looks to me that there will be one more further decision here. It looks to me there's going to be another announcement coming up here. Oh, this will be a big decision here. We have another decision coming on. That's actually, yeah, that's 50-point penalties for all drivers for failing to follow driver conduct. So yeah, we are going to make an official announcement. Yeah, we are going to, after the drivers cross their line for 19 laps of racing done. We also Jensen now goes up into second place, overtaking Takeda Adachi. The race will be red flag. It will be cancelled. No points will be awarded, and the race results will not count towards the championship. So this will be a bit of a omen for the JP class cars and the next invitational races going forward. The organization allows for RG-Bargy racing, but not at this capacity. So as Hana Miyuki is about to cross the line to finish 19 laps in Suzuka, she will be glad that she wins here, but at the same time she will not be getting her second win right here, as 19 laps has already been completed for Jensen. And then there is Adachi and Riba, Rudy Chu in 5th, Jensen 2nd, Adachi 3rd, Riba 4th, Chu 5th, Markman 6th, Williams 7th, and Santiago will at the very least have some solace that he is still running here at this track despite running in 8th at the moment. So it looks to me that there will be a provisional, that the announcements being said are currently provisional at the moment. So so we got a race that's going to be red flag. There will be a red flag at the 19 laps and will not be resumed. No points will be awarded, and the results will not count towards the championship. 50-point penalties for all drivers for failing to follow driver conduct, but this will be a slap in the wrist for those who crash on their own. So for the 3rd point, they will try to contest. So so we have also had an official announcement. Points penalties have been rescinded. We can check the chat. We can check the chat for essentially the official rundown. So we will officially red flag the race from here. The race will not resume. So with that being said, everyone is just gonna exit the way they should be. So everyone's just gonna basically go back into the pits and just pretend this race never happened. But the VOD will stay up as an official round of the series. So yeah, it's a very much shameful way, if you want to put it, on ending this Epilogue Grand Prix at Suzuka. We've already done the invitational race part. That was done pretty well, all things considered, in the first 3 laps. But in the international race. Holy smokes, that is a massive, massive race, massive train wreck from start to finish. So we are going to so we're just going to end the stream right here. Unfortunately, due to the whole driver misconduct, there will be a huge driver briefing coming soon, and there will be an official announcement from the Aero in the Twitter following this race. So we're just gonna leave it as it is, and we're just gonna leave the VOD as it is. Well, if you're at least some of us enjoy the crashes, and if you do enjoy the crashes, well, you can always leave a like and drop a subscription. But this is not the racing that we're usually going for. So we hope that tomorrow's racing is gonna be cleaner than what we are seeing here today. So let's just hope that we were able to see some cleaner racing from this point on. With that being said, we'd like to end the stream right here, unfortunately. I'm almost on the commentary booth, and again, let's just hope that we get better racing tomorrow in the Epilogue Grand Prix Suzuka, CU, and Zaku Cups, as well as for Split B and Split C. We apologize for the events that have taken place, and we hope that we're able to make it up for it with some cleaner racing tomorrow. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow for hopefully some better and cleaner racing. And with that being said, take care, everyone.